But thank you all so much for joining our very first class. It will be Yang to Yin. So we're going to flow for 40 minutes. Some of it might get quite strong. And like I said, if you feel that you need a rest at any point, just take a child's pose, a full Shavasana, or whatever you feel comfortable in. Also, if you have any props that you wish to add to your own practice, a block or a strap, just make sure you've got them within reach as well. But basically, I'll teach a relatively propless class today. So I thought I would start today with a little reading. I've been reading some of Mark Whitwell's writing lately, and I came across this. Just at the moment, I feel like there's so much that can be said about yoga in this time and what we need out of it. There's so much going on, I know, in my own head. And what I found the most useful at the end of the day is to just come back to the idea of asana, our physical practice, and our breath, linking the mind and body, and just try to come back to the breath, come back to the breath, come back to the breath. And just using that breath as a bridge to find a flow and a meditative state with our asana practice. So just keeping that in mind today, at any point if the mind starts to wander, just coming back to the breath, coming back to the feeling in your own bodies. So come to lying on your mats to begin. And just lie down on your backs. You can either take Shavasana or Supta Baddha Konasana. Just bring the soles of your feet together, allow the knees to fall out wide. And I'm just going to read to you just some writing from Mark that I think is very relevant. So just let the breath flow very naturally. Just observing the inhale, the exhale, closing down the eyes. And just listening. In this time, as in no other, each individual can take responsibility for their own life amidst the difficult chaos of our times. Each can respond to the fact that they are rising in and as radiance, unfolding as this cosmos. So in recognizing this, we can each now pass through all the necessary stages of legitimate emotion in this order: numbness, fear, anger, pain, and grief, until finally the siddhis, or the gifts of compassion and forgiveness, naturally arise for ourselves and all relationships. So just taking the time as we process what's happening in the world to understand that it's a journey and that we will pass through these various stages, and they're very legitimate, and they do come in a progression that eventually leads to the siddhis of compassion and forgiveness. So lying down on the mat, take a deep full breath in through your nose and let it flow out through the mouth. Just letting go of any tension in your body. Another deep full breath in through your nose. And let it go out through the mouth. Inhale again, filling the corners of your lungs. Really release all the day, all the tension out through your parted lips. Come back to your normal breath. Just observe. And then very slowly in your own way, bring the knees back together if they're apart. Rolling out to one side, use your hands for support and just gently come up to a comfortable seat, Sukhasana, cross legs. And start to engage your Ujjayi breath. So breathing through the nose, ocean breath, slight constriction at the base of your throat. Even flow in and out through the nostrils. And with your next Ujjayi inhale, please lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale them back by your side, nice and easy. 2 more, just like that. Simply connecting your breath and your Ujjayi with the movement. Hope my breath's not too loud in this microphone. Inhale. 1 more time, reaching up, feeling lots of space through the lungs. And exhale the hands back by your side. And this time we start to twist. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, twist to your right. Placing the right hand on the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Lift the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, twist to your left. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale as you soften the rib cage, the heart space around. And inhale, lift the arms again. As you exhale, interlace the fingers behind your back and reach the fingertips down towards the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together and really open the heart space and keep the chin a little bit tucked. So there's no straining in the neck here. Another deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly release the hands. Lift them up. Inhale. And exhale, reach forward and fold as far as is comfortable for you today, softening the chin to the chest, forehead towards the floor. Inhale, sit back up. And exhale, hands back by your side. Come to all fours. And just align the wrist creases with the top of your mat. You can sway a little bit side to side and just find a nice central position with the hips comfortably over your knees and the shoulders comfortably over your wrists. And we'll begin with some cat-cows. So with the next inhale, slowly soften the belly down to the floor. You can bend the elbows a little bit as you reach the heart forward and up and lift your gaze. As you exhale, slowly tuck the tailbone under. Lift the middle spine, lift the space between the shoulder blades and gaze to your navel. 2 more like that. Inhale, soften belly down, open the heart space forward and up. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the back, press into the hands and gaze to your navel. 1 more, inhale. Just coming home to the breath flowing very easily through the body. And exhale. Opening up the space between the vertebrae. And coming back to neutral spine. Taking opposite an arm and leg now. So engaging your abdomen a little bit. And inhale. Lift the right arm, left leg long. As you exhale, draw the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale, open it out again, reaching long, keeping the belly button to spine. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, 1 more time, reach it out. Exhale, curl it in. This time we extend and hold for nice 3 breaths here. Trying to keep the hips square, framing the ear with that right upper arm. 1 more breath in. And use your exhale to gently place hand and knee back down to the floor. Square the body off again. And then inhale, lift left arm, right leg long. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, open, reach through the fingertips and the toes. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale 1 more time and hold, belly button to spine. Hips square, firm through that supporting arm. Upper arm framing that left ear. One more nice breath here. And use the exhale to gently bring the hand and knee down to the floor. How are you going? Press the toes into the floor. So tuck the toes, press them in, press into the palms and hover your knees off the mat just an inch or two. I hope you can see my knees hovering off the mat here, and you'll feel a little bit of heat start to build, a bit of agni, a bit of fire here. As you firm through the belly, firm through the core. One more breath here. And as you exhale, start to straighten the hips up and back and come into your first downward facing dog, Ardha Chandrasana. Just take a few moments to pedal out the heels, lengthening through the backs of the legs, lower back, softening through your hips. And then bend both knees, lift the hips straight up to the sky, nice and high. Press into the palms, keep the hips where they are in space. As you exhale, try to soften the heels as close as they'll go to the ground, any amount. And hold here, just lengthening the spine, downward facing dog. And then just start to fairy step the feet towards the top of the mat. Keep the feet hip distance apart when you arrive and allow the body to drape over your very bent knees and thighs, and let the crown of your head just relax down to the floor. You can give the head a little nod, a little shake, let go of any tension through the neck and shoulders. Take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, let everything really flop down. And then the next inhale, allow the fingertips to trace the front of the body as you come all the way up, reaching the arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands by your side. Inhale the arms up to the sky again. Exhale as you forward fold. Knees can stay as soft as is comfortable here. Take the hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale, drape the body over the thighs. Down you go. Two more like that. Inhale, halfway lift, Arda Chandrasana. Exhale, soften and fold, Uttanasana. Little more space each time. One more. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. This time, use the arms to raise you back up to standing. Reach up to the sky. Take the gaze with you. And let's exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. And just take a moment to connect your thumbs with your heart space. Notice the breath. How does it feel? Notice the sensation of the mat beneath your feet. And just really tune into the whole body sense. Soften into the space of your breath. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And from here we come into chair pose. So bend the knees and inhale the arms back up to the sky, framing the ears with the upper arms. Inhale again. And exhale, fold over the legs, plant the hands. Step right foot back, then left foot back, and find a nice high plank. This first round, we're all going to lower our knees to the mat first and lift the feet, cross the ankles here. Inhale again. And as you exhale, wrap the elbows close to the body as you lower all the way down to the mat. Release the tops of the feet into the mat and inhale, find a gentle cobra here. Exhale, lower down. Press into the hands, rise back up into that easy plank on the knees. Tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Give the heels a little bit of a pedal here. And let's take a little downward facing dog twist. So lift the right arm off the mat Sweep it through and hold on to the outside edge of that left calf or ankle, or maybe even the thigh here. Really press into the left palm as you gaze under the left armpit, coming into a nice twist. And release. Right hand is firm, left hand hovers and left hand sweeps to the outside of the right leg as you gaze under the right armpit. And release. Inhale, right leg to the sky behind you. As you exhale, curl the knee all the way in, toes towards the right wrist and then down to the floor. Ground the left heel and rise up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Deep breath here. Use your exhale to sweep the arms wide down to the floor. Step back into the plank. And once again, lower the knees first. Cross the ankles as you lift the feet. Deep breath in. And use the exhale to lower down. One long line. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Press into the hands, back onto the knees, easy plank. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time straight into left leg to the sky. Exhale, warrior one. Ground the right heel down. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the heart. Hands can come into prayer if you like. Circle sweep, arms wide. Downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here, lengthening the spine. Breathe it out. And this first round, once again, fairy stepping the feet to the top of the mat between the hands. Halfway lift when you arrive. Forward fold. Chair pose from here, bend the knees, lift the arms. Sink a little deeper. And then inhale, rise up. Circle sweep, arms wide. Hands meet at the heart. Take a breath. Reconnect. And again, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. So we're going to build. Exhale, forward fold. Adding a little bit each time, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hand, step it back, high plank. Take a breath. So option here to lower the knees, do just what we did before, or we come down in a nice long line, full plank. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Hips, heart, and chin reach the floor together. Release the tops of the feet into the mat as you come up into that cobra. This time maybe hover the hands, draw the shoulder blades together as you lift the heart a little higher. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. If you came down through that full plank, press straight back up into full plank and take downward facing dog. This time we'll do some outer toe taps. So pressing into the hands, you're going to lift the left toes and tap them to the outside of the right foot. So get a lovely long stretch to the outside of the right leg. And back. Lift the right toes, tap them to the outside of the left foot. And back. 2 more times each side. Tap the left foot outside of the right and return. Right foot taps outside of the left and return. 1 more time each side. Left toes tap and right toes tap. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Step it through, warrior one. This time, keep the arms lifted as you roll onto the ball of the left toes. Coming into some high lunge dips here. Inhale, reach it up. Straighten the front leg. And as you exhale, soften the back knee almost to the floor. And then inhale, straighten up again. Exhale, dip. Working those back leg muscles. Inhale, strong and stable. Exhale, dip. Inhale, all the way up. And back to your warrior one. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, circle sweep hands down to the mat. Step back to your high plank, taking your variation for vinyasa, lowering down. Bhujangasana, hands can hover. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, press up into the high plank, downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Curl the knee, step it through, warrior one. Keep the arms lifted, roll onto the ball of the right toes. Inhale, reach it up. Really draw the inner thighs towards the midline to stabilize you as you exhale, dip. Inhale, straighten all the way up. Exhale, dip. And straighten. Last time. Dip and hover, back leg so powerful and strong here. Back to your warrior one. Reach it up. Exhale, arms like a mandala. Circle down to the floor. And step it back into downward facing dog, using down dog as a rest. Coming back to a nice even Ujjayi breath. And this time you can either take those fairy steps as we did before, or a nice big step forward, 1 foot, 2 feet, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Chair pose, bend the knees, Utkatasana. And exhale, rise up. Hands meet at heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Press the thumbs into your chest and feel your heartbeat. Notice the quality of your breath. You can release the hands by your side and just feel a sense of energy flowing in left palm, out the right palm, flowing up through the feet, through the body, out the crown of the head, and then back in, receptive and strong. We'll do one more round. So finding a stable stance, 2 feet on the ground. You can rock a little bit forward and back, just finding center in the soles of both feet. Shift the weight a little bit left to right and find center between the left and right foot. Let's take hands to heart center just to come home. And then inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Arda Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hand, step or jump back to high plank. Inhale. And once again, you can either take the knees down first, come down all the way, or come down to Chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, if you're in Chaturanga, coming into upward facing dog. If you're in the plank, you come all the way down and take Cobra Bhujangasana. Everyone meets in downward facing dog. So this version for downward facing dog, we're going to take a turbo dog. So check in with how it feels for you. If you want, you can take the twist as we did the first time. You can toe tap as we did in the second variation. Or the turbo dog, you're going to press very firmly into the hands. Keep the elbows wrapped in, and as you exhale, bend the elbows and hover them just an inch or two off the mat. Triceps working super hard as you inhale, press both hands evenly back into downward dog. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale, bend the elbows, hover. Inhale, straighten. 1 more time, exhale, hover the elbows. And inhale, straighten. Oh, I feel that. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Coming onto the ball of the left toes, inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to warrior one. Take the hands into prayer. We're going to hook left elbow over right knee, coming into a twist here, opening the heart towards the thumbs. So I'll just do it this way so you can see. Left elbow hooked over right knee, palms pressed together. If you want, you can open the hands, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky, gaze towards your right fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Frame the front foot, step back, nice high plank. Your option for vinyasa, I'm going to take the knees lowered version. Exhale down. Inhale, Cobra, you can hover the hands. Exhale, your way back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. Warrior one. Rise up onto the ball of the back foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dip. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, dip. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dip. Come back to your warrior one. Reach it up, hands in prayer. Exhale, hook the left elbow over the right knee. And you can keep that back foot on the ball of the toes if that feels more comfortable for you. Or if you can keep the heel down in the warrior one pose, also good. All options possible, including opening the arms skyward and earthward. Gaze towards the top hand if it's comfortable on your neck. Stay with the breath. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. And take a little rest here. Reaching the crown of the head, the space between the hands. Tailbone lifts up to the sky, heels to the earth. And the heart sinks to the space towards the thighs. So this time you can either take your fairy steps forward, take a big step forward, or bend into the knees, lift the heels, gaze to the space between the hands. Exhale, and on empty, lightly jump forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, rise up. Hands to prayer at heart center. Close the eyes, release the hands by your side. And just pause here. I really wish I could see you. I can only see myself. I have no idea. I hope you're okay. Just keep your eyes closed, feel into the body. Come home to your breath. This beautiful, beautiful bridge that links your body and your mind. It's flowing, this breath, as prana, as your life force energy. So we're going to come back to the top of the mat. This time bring the big toes to touch if they're not already. Traditional Tadasana, the heels are about 1 inch apart. Lift the kneecaps just a little and lengthen your tailbone down to the floor. Draw the lower ribs in. Broaden the collarbones and reach the fingertips down to the floor as you lift through the crown of the head to the sky, feeling the space in your Tadasana. Next, inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky, reach up, look up. As you exhale, swan dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Fingertips can stay on the floor or be on your shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to high plank. And we're going to take Vashisthasana side plank here. So roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, stacking the left foot on top. Variation for this is to bend the top knee and place that top foot flat halfway along the mat. Whichever variation you're in, you're going to extend the left arm up to the sky, reach it up high. As you exhale, sweep that top hand down and out behind you. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep it under. Just use the breath to control the timing of the arms. Exhale, moving as slow or fast as the breath. Inhale. Firm through the belly as you exhale, come to high plank. If you need to, you can take a rest here. Otherwise, we're going to roll onto the other side. So I'm going to face away from you here. Stacking the feet or placing the top foot flat on the floor. Extend right arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arm through. Inhale, reach it up. It's working the stabilizing muscles through your core. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And use the exhale to come back through to high plank. So again, option to take a child's pose, a rest, or a vinyasa if you choose. And you've got the three options for vinyasa. I'm going to take the chaturanga, upward facing dog. And now we all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky, reach it up nice and high, curl the knee, step right foot between the hands, find warrior two, Virabhadrasana two, cartwheeling the arms parallel with the floor. Right knee over the right heel. And then we're going to open the arms and turn the palms up to the sky and out behind you, opening the heart. As you exhale, turn the palms back down to the floor and out behind you, rounding the back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And then come into warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And exhale, come down into Parsvakonasana. Right hand inside of the right foot. Left arm reaching straight up to the sky. Variation here is to have the forearm resting on your knee. For now, we're going to keep top arm reaching straight to the sky. Stay one more lovely, nourishing breath. Upper arm pressing against the knee back into the upper arm. And then look down, straighten that front leg, and maybe place your right hand on your right ankle to support Trikonasana triangle pose. So here we have an option. You can stay right here, just stretching out into triangle, finding lots of space between torso and thigh. Softening through the shoulders, the neck. Or we can come into Arda Chandrasana. So look down to your right foot, bend to the right knee, place the right hand outside of the right pinky toe and float the left foot up to the sky. Keep the left hand on the waist to begin with. Till you rotate and stack the hips one on top of the other, open the heart and then radiate that left hand up to the sky. Get so buoyant that maybe those right fingertips hardly even need to touch the ground. Whoops, you might fall out as you try. And then slowly coming back into your Trikonasana and take a little bind here if that feels accessible to you. Left hand, top of the right thigh. Release the bind. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. And step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale into high plank, rippling the shoulders on top of the hands. As you exhale, hover the knees as you lift the hips up and back like a beautiful wave. Two more times. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, wave back, downward dog. One more, ripple forward. And ripple back. Deep, long breath here. And another one. Little step, big step, or jump forward to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Inhale. Use the feet to press you up. Reach up. Exhale, hands home to heart center. One breath here. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, high plank. And once again, Vashisthasana. So we'll start on the left hand first, rolling onto the outer left foot. Inhale, right arm to the sky. And this time, if you want to add, you can float and hover the top foot as well. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more. This time we lift. And from here, coming into your high plank, take a breath, square it off. And other side. Are you smiling? Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, lift. Exhale. We're nearly up to the restorative bit. Inhale. Exhale. One more to open. Exhale, high plank. Take a rest or a vinyasa of your choice. Meeting in downward facing dog. Stretching out the spine. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Curl it through, warrior two. Left heel down, and I'll flip it around so you can see. Just take a moment to get really nice and steady here. Always nice to reach a little bit forward and back, find nice center. And then we inhale, open the palms up to the sky. You're kind of rotating the upper arms in their shoulder sockets. And then all the way down and back. Feels really delicious. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, roll it through. Last one. And under. Coming back into your warrior two. Inhale, stretch it up, reverse. Exhale, Pajna. So hand can come to the floor or forearm to the knee. So back leg is really strong here. Heart open as if you want that bottom rib cage to rotate up to the sky. Good. And then gaze down to the floor. Straighten that front leg. Left hand can come to the ankle for support as you find your Trikonasana triangle pose. Ground that back heel down. Soften the breath. Soften through the neck. Release your jaw. So option to stay here, exploring Trikonasana. So many things to explore. Or coming into your Arda Chandrasana, bending to the front knee, left hand for support, right hand to the waist as you float right leg up, stack the hips, open the heart. Right arm reaches to the sky. Maybe hovering left fingertips off the mat a little bit, back leg so strong. And then coming back into your triangle pose, option to take a bind, wrapping that right hand round to the top of the left thigh, helping to open the heart out even more. Release. And come back to downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Inhale, ripple forward into high plank. And exhale. So nice for all the joints here. Inhale, really soft, gentle movement. None of the joints are locked. Everything just a little bit of give in it. One more. building resilience through the softness. And take a nice deep breath in. And sigh this next one out through the mouth. Fairy step, big step, or jump forward. Halfway lift. Soften and fold. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands home to your heart. Close your eyes. Release your hands by your side. If you need to, you can shake the body a little bit, release any tension, especially in the neck. Or maybe you just want to stand in stillness, connecting with the earth beneath you. So time's gone really fast, which is good if you don't like doing Navasana abdominals, because we'll go straight into our more restful poses. So just take a moment, standing first, just feeling the state of your body. Are there parts that you can feel quite strongly? Have they been worked? Parts that are difficult to connect with, perhaps some numbness or tingling. Just tuning into the sensation. And then coming home to your breath. Just noticing how much of the body expands with every inhale. And what in the body releases and contracts and strengthens with your exhale. Next inhale, I'd like you to lift the arms up and overhead. Bring the hands into prayer, and as you exhale, come down into a squat prayer pose. So you're up on the toes, sitting on the heels, hands at heart center. Just take a few breaths here. If you need to, you can place the hands down on the floor for stability. Otherwise, just finding a nice, gentle drishti, gaze point. Come home to the breath. And just use this as balancing and focusing. And then place the hands down on the mat as you come to sitting. And then come to lying on your backs. Take the feet out as wide as the mat and let the knees fall together. Take the arms out wide. And then cross them over your chest as if you want to grab the opposite shoulder blade. Give yourself a nice hug. I've been thinking a lot about the people in isolation who don't necessarily have a loved one with them. And I'm wondering what they're doing for hugs. So this is a nice way to give yourself a bit of self-love. Feel the elbows rise and fall as the chest expands and softens with your breath. And then just cross the arms over the opposite way. Giving yourself all the love and the hugs that you need. Feeling the spine neutralize on the floor. Noticing where the feet connect. Which part of the hips press down. Is there more weight in the left or the right side of the body? Notice where the natural lordosis of the lower back comes away from the floor, and then notice where the rib cage reconnects. Shoulders. Another gap at the back of the neck, and then the head connects with the floor, pressing down the weight of the skull. Inhale, release the arms out wide. Curl the knees into the chest. And then allow them to twist out to your right. Right hand can rest on top of the left knee. Or you might even like to straighten the left leg, and I'll just do it the other way so you can see. You might like to straighten the top leg, maybe hold onto it with your right hand. If it's comfortable, turn your gaze towards the extended left fingertips. Soften the left shoulder down to the floor. Just enjoying the supine twist, letting go of any holding in the abdomen. Just letting the spine open into this lovely even twist. As the breath slows down, the mind softens, the body softens. One last deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Release the foot if you're holding the foot, and bring left knee, then right knee back to center. The square off the hips if they've come a little bit off center. Soften the spine, and then roll the knees out to the other side. Once again, the hand can rest on top of the knees, or you can extend the top leg, perhaps holding onto that foot and getting a little extra stretch through the outer hip, outer leg. And softening the gaze towards extended right fingertips. Letting that right shoulder sink down towards the floor as your jaw is soft. Skin on your face smooth. And you just breathe here. Last breath in through your nose. Side out through your mouth. Release your bind. Gently bring one knee at a time back to center. And give your knees a nice squeeze here. So this next pose, if you have a block, you might like to take your block now. If you don't have a block, you can do a couple of variations. So Setu Bandha Savasana, it's a bridge pose, but we really just want to have a bit of inversion with our legs above our heart. So if you have a block, you kind of come down onto your backs, knees, hip distance apart, feet hip distance apart. So if you have a block, you're going to lift the hips off the floor and just slide the block on its lowest or middle setting under the sacrum. And just resting here, you can let the arms come into a cactus shape so you have some support through the shoulders. If you don't have a block, you can either take a bridge with the hips lifted and interlace the fingers behind the back, bring the shoulder blades close together and just take a soft, easeful bridge here. Or another variation is just to keep the knees hugged in. So you're still getting the effects of an inversion with the legs above the body. Again, it's a really nourishing, huggy kind of pose. So you might even prefer this option. I'm really liking this right now. Just letting go of any thoughts. Coming back to the breath. Closing the eyes. Just be here. Three more breaths in your own timing. Filling the lungs with the inhale, breathing all the way down into the lower belly. And exhale, just letting everything release. If you're in the full bridge, you might like to just come out of that and take the hug knees option now, just to neutralize the spine. If you're up on the block, you can just stay there. You might even like to lift the legs up to the sky as an option. And the last breath, gliding in and softly out. Just gently come out of whichever pose you're in. If you're on the block, gently pressing into the feet, lift your hips, slide the block out and roll down. If you had the knees hugged in, just gently bring them down to the floor. Roll out to one side. Again, just assist yourself up to a seat. Take the soles of your feet together in a nice wide diamond shape here. You can pull the flesh of the sit bones away. Use the tented fingertips to lengthen through the spine, the lower back especially. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just walk your hands forward as far as you can go as you hinge from your hips without rounding through the back just yet. Inhale again. And then with this next exhale, just soften down wherever you go. And this time you can really let your head and chin come down to the chest. It's a Arda Chandrasana, forward fold. You might even like to slide the hand underneath the calves. If you're doing that, turn the palms to face up. So there's really no tension there at all. You're just releasing through the palms. Letting the head be heavy. Letting the body fold forward over the feet. Return to the breath. Feel it expand across your back. Feel it soften you deeper into the pose. Just turning your gaze and your attention inward. Three more deep, full breaths here. Last deep breath in through your nose. Stay and deepen into whichever variation you're in with your exhale. And then use the next inhale to just gently come back up, roll the spine, and keep the chin on your chest until the very last moment as you roll up to sitting. And then come back to lying on your back for Shavasana. So you have a few options here. You can take a traditional Shavasana. And I invite you to take the feet and arms out quite wide. So you're a bit of a starfish. There's no one beside you. If there's any things in your home that you can just push out of your way, you want to take up lots of real estate. As if you're floating in the ocean and you need to create as much surface area as you can to get maximum float so you can bob on the surface of the water and fully surrender the weight of your body to the ground beneath you. If you have a bolster at home, you might like to put that beneath the knees. Sometimes that helps to ease the lower back, Feels very nourishing. If you have eye pillow, blanket, anything else that you like to make yourself comfortable, then please bring them into your practice now. Just letting go of any particular breath practice. No more ujjayi, just natural breath. Mentally scanning the body from toes to crown. Noticing if there's any last tension. And just letting that go with every exhale. Nothing to do but be here now. And you may stay here as long as you like. And gently return your awareness to your breath as you begin to deepen that breath. Start to notice any sounds around you. Feel the floor beneath you. Begin to move your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. With your next inhale, you might like to stretch out through the fingers, through the toes. And then give yourself another delicious hug. Wrapping your arms around your knees, giving them a squeeze. And gently roll out to your right side. Just use your right arm as a pillow. And pause here a moment on your way to transition back from Shavasana, from resting. Bringing that sense of peace and space with you as you come up to sit. Please bring your hands to prayer at your heart center. Gently bow your head. Raise your hands to your forehead and honor your innate wisdom. Raise your hands above you and honor your divinity. Touch your fingertips down to the floor as you bow down in gratitude for this practice, these teachings, all that we have. We have so much. And then come back up, sealing practice with your hands at your heart. Namaste. Thank you.